What's good, everybody? Corbino here, and this week we got the top 8 worst changes to the Walking Dead TV show, from comic to TV, from page to screen. Next week we'll be doing the top 8 best, but let's get started anyways. Okay, number 8 is Judith. Now, number 8 is... I've rearranged this list too because it was made months back, but now it's been updated. Now with the new season, I love Judith. So we're talking prior to the new little girl Judith. Having Judith around was so pointless. At the end of season, or the mid-season 4 finale, when we see a bloody baby carrier and you think, oh my god, she's dead. That was amazing, and that's how it should have ended. But then you see her with Tyrese, and that was honestly an amazing feeling. But shortly, I remember jumping up off the couch, going, "Whoa, Judith!" and be like, "Tyrese, oh my god, yes!" But then I sat back down very quickly and was like, "Wait, why?" And yeah, like, it's a beautiful moment when Rick and Carl reunite with her in the season 5 premiere. But aside from that, she just causes problems. With, Lizzie being a psycho trying to suffocate her when she was a baby, and then also her trying to kill her, and then, when they're on the road to Alexandria, not knowing that they're gonna find a safe haven, you got this baby just crying, and then you got when the zombies No Way Out storyline, the zombies are all over the place, you have a baby, what are you gonna do with that? And so really, she seemed pointless to be there, but now I love her that she's older. But originally, I found her pretty pointless. Number 7 is the weather. Now in the comics, they don't focus on weather too much, but they have. There's been times where, their crops won't grow as well because it's getting too hot or too much water. There's been times where there's a lot of rain. In the early years of the comics, there was winter on the way to the prison and around the farm. Lots of winter. In the show, we don't see any of that. We just see, I'll just say, an average every day. It's like average day. In season 5, on the way to Alexandria, I think it's like episode 10 or 11. It's super hot out, real dry. They're dying of, heat and dehydration. And then a big storm hits, and it's crazy wind and crazy rain and storming. That was the only one with crazy weather. Season 3, entering season 3, it was like probably spring, like leaving winter, because winter was approaching at the end of season 2, but we didn't get to see it. The only time we've ever really seen the weather was the beginning of season 3, and you didn't really see it. You just could tell it was cold because of all their jackets, and that was it. It's been average weather all the rest of the time. They wear jackets, but a lot of time they can just get away with wearing short sleeves, and I don't understand that. Number 6 is the Alexandrians. Yes, you got Alexandrians like Aaron and Denise that had some, good screen time. Even the Deanna got more screen time, it seemed like, than Douglas did in the comics, and Reg than Regina. But aside from that, they've been just sort of sidelined. Tobin got a little bit of action, but like Keith, Holly, they were just shit showed. And when they got to Alexandria, it really sucked because you never got to see any of the you didn't really get to know the Alexandrians like you do in the comics. How I feel, at least. Yeah, you get to know the Alexandrians a little bit, but not as good as you do in the comics. Number 5 is the Governor. The Governor overall is a good villain, but he's nothing like his comic counterpart. The comic one, he starts off trying to seem like a good guy, and he seems like a good guy to all of his people until they eventually will turn against him, just like in the show. Well, some don't. But in the comics, he's so much more evil, and like, you can fully root against him. But sometimes in the show, I've had friends and family actually like him. And he's like, yes, he made Maggie take off her shirt, but then she covered up her boobs. Aside from that, that's like the worst thing he's done. In the comics, chops off Rick's hand right away. He beats the hell out of Glenn, beats up anybody, kills Tyrese, rapes Michonne. Like, he is a psychopath. He's not a good guy at all. And I would have loved to see that psychopath in the show. And also the show, at least, like, I remember seeing all these fan castings for the governor before, season 3 came. And it was Danny Trejo, which if he wasn't as muscular, I think he looks a lot like the governor in the comics. But the guy that played him in the show looked nothing like him. He was just a white guy with short hair. I don't know what race the governor is in the comics, but you would think he's of some Hispanic descent. Number 4 is Tyrese. Tyrese is one of my favorite characters in the comics. He's up there in the show, but not as up there as he is in the comics. And in the show, he's a lot more wimpy than he is in the comics. In the comics, he is a badass. Yes, he's a badass with the zombies in season 3 and most of season 4. But then after, the prison attack, I don't know what happened. Really, it's like maybe it's the little girls that messed him up. I don't know. But, like, he used to be a badass. Yeah, he was never that great with guns, and that's even in the comics. But, like, he'll take down any zombies, he'll take down humans, but in the show, he was gonna go to war with the governor against Rick's people, but then was against it, which I understand completely. And he was training to shoot zombies. But in season 4, when it is time to fight the governor's people, he is legit shooting people. Like, I don't know if he made a full shot and actually succeeded in killing anyone, but he was shooting at people. And then, there's times where Carol starts to go after a zombie, and he's like, no, not unless we have to. What? Go kill the zombie. The zombies, humans, maybe. But zombies, you kill no matter what. I hate that. And the zombie thing really came out of nowhere. Humans, I can understand. But the zombies, that was just stupid. It came out of nowhere. And then, like, when Martin has Judith, his hands around Judith, he's like, I'm going to snap her neck. He comes back in and beats the shit out of him. And he's like, I don't want to. And I'm like, God, Tyrese, it's going to be hard for you, buddy. And you think he killed him? And then he comes back episodes later. Tyrese, why didn't you kill him? He had his hands around Judith's neck. Are you stupid? Like, it didn't make sense at all. And they really wimpified him in the show, and I was not a fan of that. Number 3 is season 8, Eugene. Oh my god. He got kidnapped at mid-season finale of season 7, I believe. And he quickly was like, I am Negan. I've always been Negan. I just didn't know it until now. And I understand that, because he is a pussy, and he's slowly becoming his own. And he wants to survive. But he legit got his own room. When Sasha and Rosita came to rescue him, he fought it. When Daryl and Rosita kidnapped him, he fought it. Which, I understand-ish, kind of, why he fought it. But, like, he was just a douche, dude. Like, to Gabriel, to Sasha, like, and he... I don't understand what his deal was. I mean, it was really a little bit in season 7 too, but season 8 Eugene, I just hated. Season 9 Eugene's making me like him again, enough that I want to buy his pop figure, but the pop figure is him with the pickle jar, which is season 8 Eugene, so I didn't even want to touch that, because he pissed me off so much. But now that he's becoming a good guy again, I'm loving him. But him being one of Negan's right-hand man, like, legit pissed me off, and I didn't understand what they were doing with his character, and it was stupid as hell. Number 2 is Carl's death. Carl's an amazing character. I love him. One of my favorites in the show and comics. But I've always said this. I'm sure I've already said this in a video, but you can ask anybody, well, any of my friends and family that I talk to about Walking Dead. I've always said, I think eventually Rick will die. And I've said maybe even Michonne, but the only character I think that will never die, show and comic, is Carl. I think he is going to take the place of his father, and he will always be there, comic and show. And I've said, and the second person I think would never die would be Maggie. Maggie's left, she's not dead, but she's left in the show. But Carl dying was just such bullshit. He got bit? No, that was... there's so many storylines they're like pulling apart. They're tossing them to Henry, they're tossing them to Judith, and I mean, it's just Carl, you don't get to see him now, and yeah, Rick's not there either, but like him and Eden's relationship, and Enid is now with freaking Alden. I don't like that at all. Lord, I'm sorry. I'm getting a little emotional, like sad, and a little emotional, like mad, thinking about Carl's death. It just, there so much was supposed to happen, and to this day, I still don't fully know why he's gone, because, I mean, there's been the rumors that he wanted to go to school, he wanted to pursue a singing career, the writers wrote him off, so many other things, and I don't know what to believe, and I'm not going to believe it until Carl himself, Chandler Riggs, until I see a video of him saying it. But he was a great character, and them killing him off the way they did was just no. Yeah, I understand he was saving Sadiq, and that is the Carl we know and love, him being a hero like that. But to get bit so easily, no. Carl wouldn't have. Sorry, he wouldn't have gotten bit that easy. If they wanted to kill him, they had to do it a different way. I'm sorry. Honorable mention is the CDC. I mean, it was only 2 episodes-ish. I like it-ish. But overall, the CDC was pointless, no need for it. Now, number 1 is Andrea. Andrea is my second favorite character in the comics. I love her. She's an amazing character. The show, they did her wrong. And people hated her in season 1 and 2 already, which I didn't fully get, because I liked her. Yeah, she could be annoying, and her relationship she started with Shane, I did not like at all. But I still really liked her character. And then season 3, they just ruined her. You're telling me she's going to choose the governor, just some guy she's sleeping with and known for less than a month? She's going to choose them over Michonne, someone she's been traveling with for like 8 months, just them. And then when she finds out that Michonne is with her previous family, Herschel, Maggie, Rick, Carl, Daryl, she's not going to go back to them? I didn't understand that. She should have just stayed at the prison when she first went there. Like, I mean, she started the apocalypse with Merle, Daryl, Glenn, Rick, Carl, like, and then, you know, quickly Herschel, Beth, Maggie, Carol from the beginning. And even then, T-Dog, Shane, and Lori had died. You would have thought she would have went back and tried to be with them during this sad time. But, what the hell? That is just, they ruined her. I liked at the end of season 2 seeing her being saved by Michonne, because I was like, awesome, Michonne's going to be here now. In the comics, Andrea knows who the governor is just because he's the bad guy. But, like, the governor doesn't know who Andrea is. The only people he fully knows is Rick, Tyrese, Michonne, and Glenn, I think. I think those are the only ones he fully knows. In the show, they made him know a lot more of the characters, it seemed. But him having that full-on relationship with Andrea, and then Andrea even asked Herschel and was like, what did he do to Maggie? And Herschel wouldn't tell her. I would have been like, made her strip. And maybe he didn't feel super comfortable doing that, but through Milton, through Rick, through Daryl, through Maggie, through Glenn, through Merle, through Michonne, everybody, she got that he was a bad guy, that he did bad things to her family, that he beat the shit out of Glenn. Had people beat the shit out of Glenn. Had Maggie stripped for him while he was with her. Like, no one's that stupid. I mean, there are probably people that stupid, but Andrea was not that stupid of a character to become that stupid. And it was just, they ruined her. And it truly pissed me off. That is it. Let me know if you guys agree and disagree. I guarantee you guys are, maybe it's not the same order, but I bet you guys agree with most of this stuff. Until next time, fix your shit.